We just wanted to have a little chat today about Irriflex.
Yes, sure. Irriflex is a game changer, and when I tried for the first time Irriflex on a real tooth, I was amazed. But of course, into the beginning is exactly like the situation that we lived with the nickel titanium when we tried for the first time nickel titanium instead of stainless steel manual files. Exactly the same. The idea that you can follow the anatomy, the idea that finally you can reach the apical region. So
it's actually once you get used to using it, when you go back to the old metal needles, you do wonder. I mean, in very straight open canals, it can get down deep, but in most of the cases that we do, and with the kind of newer, kind of conservative preparations that we do now, there's a big advantage using a flexible needle.
After you have an already bent needle, and when you can use it immediately in the first steps of root canal treatment, because you can rinse inside the access cavity, you can rinse inside the orifice, but my suggestion is always rinse in this way, up and down. And after, remember, you don't need to use this needle that is a close end. Remember, is a close end with the two side ends extrusion of irrigants. You have not to force too much in order to see the extrusion side by two sides. Is enough drop by drop. In the beginning, I suggest you to do it drop by drop. And if you are a beginner, so a general practitioner or a student, but also an endodontic specialist, first steps are important because I suggest you to place a rubber stop here on the neck, even if you have 4 marks on the neck. One at 18, 19, 20, and 22 millimeters. So it's important, but if you don't use loops or magnification, it's important a rubber stop. Remember to use it in the first steps and stay 2 millimeters shorter from the working length, up and down every time during your shipping, manual or rotary. After every file, you can use it and rinse. The other question that usually is difficult to answer for many of them is, okay, if I have an upper molar, first molar, it's difficult to assess with Irriflex. No, it's not difficult because, first of all, it's already bent, but you can bend in an easy way. A double bend, and don't worry, you will never block the needle. You will never block the needle.
So, and I think it's a long needle, so it's 27 millimeters long, but as you perfectly demonstrate there, it's flexible. You can bend it into all the areas you need to get it into.
It's a 30G in diameter, and it fits perfectly with a 0.4 taper, and that you can use it also during retreatments. So, of course, is something that is important to use. And is amazing, easy to use, safe, and durable. In the beginning, you have to train yourself. You have to train yourself while you're using it. But after few uses, of course, it's impossible to go back. It's impossible. And even if you have a wide canal, drop by drop, this needle is safer. It's safer than every metal needle.
Absolutely. I think the drop by drop part is really important, especially if you have narrow taper, because you will get a lot of shear, because there's not as much room for the irrigation to come up through the needle. In a way, that's good because you're going to get more agitation on the way up. You just need to be a little bit more careful. You really need to do it drop by drop. Whereas with the metal needles, if you're not getting it quite down as deep into the system, you get away with kind of putting a little bit more pressure on the needle. I think we have we have our group in the UK where we have a lot of dentists using it. The feedback is really good. I think everybody who has used it has enjoyed it. I think, as you say, though, it's important not to use it just once. You have to kind of have, and it's so funny, so many products like that, is that you need to really, to be able to understand it properly, you need to give it a proper go. You need to get it, and then you will see the benefit of it really quickly afterward.
you have to become confident with this product.
Yeah.
And eReflex is not only a product, but in my opinion is more a device. And remember also that before introducing the needle inside a root canal treatment or a retreatment, you have to start your extrusion drop by drop, because if not, the breeze can clog the tip. And is not a limit of this tip, because also can happen the same in the metal tip, in the metal needle, but is only a limit that maybe we have. The suggestion is always start in extrusion drop by drop, and after, from access cavity, go inside the root canal system. You will never block it. You will never block it.
Yeah, no, it's I think it's really good that way. I don't think I've had a blockage of the actual needle. The only thing I had the first couple of times I used it, if I didn't get the tip into the canal, you can buckle the tip a little bit. But with practice, you get much better at that as well. And bending the needle beforehand, I think, makes a big difference in being able to accurately place it into the canals as well.
Yeah, I bent the needle, but it looks now like a brand new.
Right, so here we have the eReflex. We're just going to see how deep down it can go into this training block.
Perfect, thank you.
So a narrow taper canal, so you can reach all the way to the apex, but you just want to release it a little bit and then just gentle irrigation, up and down movement. And again, don't use your thumb on these. You don't really need to have a lot of pressure, just very gentle index finger pressure. So you can see if you engage it right to the end, it's going to go right down, but very small forces, getting the irrigation right down here.